Cowboys-Rams Saturday night. Let's go through some injuries first. The Cowboys got some trouble in the passing game. We talked about Dak earlier. Cole Beasley. So they lost Allen Hurns. Cole Beasley hurt his ankle during that game last week. He played through it, but he hasn't practiced all week. Blake Jarwin, their tight end, another ankle injury, hasn't practiced all week. I don't know if these guys are going to field or not. Normally during the season, if the guy hasn't practiced all week, you think he's going to be out. It's the playoffs, things might be different, but they're clearly not going to be 100%. David Irving's still out, we know. On the other side of this one, Todd Gurley, full practice Thursday. I mean, McVay said earlier in the week that C.J. Anderson would be part of the game plan, but it sounds like Gurley's ready to go, which is good because when you heard limited in the beginning of the week, you're kind of like, oh, still? Geez, it's been a month. But he practiced in full on Thursday, so it sounds like he's okay. These guys, the Cowboys passing, how much do these injuries concern you? The Rams can be run on. And more than passed on, at least that's what the statistics show. But you got to be able to throw, and the Cowboys are going to be like activating guys off the practice squad to play receiver.
Yeah, I mean it's concerning. We've been talking about Dak Prescott and how maybe I still don't think I'm still not a believer. Although I know you become more of a believer, but you do need receivers to throw to. Obviously they have the Mark Cooper, but then they could triple team Mark Cooper and take him completely out of the game. So. Losing Hearn last week is. Did you go back and watch that injury? And I know they only replayed it once, but did you?
I tried not to.
Yeah, I tried not to. Also, it was pretty disgusting. But But anyways, but him being out's gonna hurt. Obviously they're gonna need Cole Beasley. And then you're looking at the rest of the roster, and you're like, oh, Lance Lenoir or Lenoir or Noah Brown. I mean, they have Tavon Austin, but you're like, oh, boy, hopefully they can.
Yeah.
How much is it? Well, they can catch the ball in the backfield, that kind of stuff. And they still have some weapons, but yeah, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're really hoping that Cole Beasley can play.
Right. Well, this is tough.
And Blake Jarwin's been good too. I mean,
he's been lately. All of a sudden, he's turned into this, not superstar, but I know Week 17 is a little odd, but 3 touchdowns. What do you mean? But he's been catching the ball a decent amount. So,
I know.
So the Cowboys won 8 out of 9. They've been different. They've been a different team at home. They're 7-1 at home, right? And only 3 and 5 on the road with 4-4 against the spread. Good run defense, as we talked about, to combat Gurley. But the thing with the Rams is they spread the field so much. That's how Gurley gets the lanes to run. I know the Cowboys' front four is pretty sturdy. Even without Irving, it's pretty good. But that's going to be an interesting matchup there, seeing how much they can stop Gurley. The Rams, on the other hand, 7-1 at home, 3-3-2 against the spread. They can be run on. They give up 5.1 yards a carry. That's a big deal if you're facing Ezekiel Elliott, even if you have Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh. The Rams have scored 30-plus in 12 of their 16 games. So this is another team. Late in the year, you felt like there was a little bit of a slump, but how much of a slump do you think it was? Again, it's one of those things. I talked a lot early in the season about I don't think most teams are going 15-1, so I want to find the losses. The Rams and the Chiefs seem to bunch theirs up a little late. But the Rams had some good losses, right?
Yeah, I guess.
The Eagles at home, maybe not a good loss. It's a good team, but it's not like they threw up a complete clunker. But they did get the.
Yeah, I lost you there for a second. Sorry.
Okay. So the Rams losing late in the season all right, so they lose on the road to the Bears. They're rolling.
Not a bad loss.
Not a bad loss, even though they only scored 6 points. Okay, they went to Chicago on a Sunday night, and, the Bears defense worked them over. Okay, it happens. Then they lose at home to Nick Foles. They just get crushed. They came back and made it close and actually had a shot at the end, but for the most part, they just got beat. And the last 2, they cruise over bad opponents. You think this team with Gurley healthy, is this kind of like getting back on the right track here this weekend for the Rams? Or how much of a game do you think this is?
No, I think this could be a closer game. I wonder if what is it, 7? I know it was 7 when I picked. What is it?
7. It's Cowboys, but getting 7. Over under is 49.5.
Yeah, I don't like when I was picking this game. I didn't struggle at all with choosing who to pick. Straight up anyway. I did struggle a little bit trying to figure out if the Cowboys were good enough to to kind of cover that spread, and I think they are. Yeah, I think I don't think those two losses don't concern me so very much. But again, it's the same. Now we know that they have vulnerabilities, and again, it's the same thing where the Cowboys come in hot, they come in at their peak at the right time, and you wonder if the Rams are, and you wonder if because the Rams' last two opponents were pretty weak, how much that really helped them, I guess. So
Right.
It's that same storyline of you have to. It's kind of a feel thing. You have to feel whether or not you think the team is. I mean, statistically, the Rams should cruise here, but they're not playing at the same level of talent that they could be, I guess. The Cowboys are maximizing theirs and playing well, and we're not sure about the Rams. So and to me, like I said, that's always going to be a big deal. Also, the Rams don't have much of a home field advantage. It's not like you're going in. It's not like you're going into Dallas and playing the Cowboys, in front of a packed Jerry Jones house, and they're ready to go. It's LA. I don't know how much of an advantage that really is.
Right. I mean, they don't have the rabid fan base because they haven't been there that long.
I went to a buddy's house here. I live in Austin, Texas, so there's a lot of Cowboys fans around. I went to one of my friends' house to watch the second half of the Dallas game last week, and I was surrounded by a bunch of Cowboys fans. I didn't care who won, but they were so very passionate about. I mean, like it's no different, I guess, than most any other passionate fan base. But man, it was like being in the game, man. They were cursing at the referees, and they were. It got pretty crazy there, but it was weird because I kind of was. I was like, oh man, maybe I was beginning to believe in the Cowboys a little bit, and I hadn't felt that all year long. Like this was not a team I believed in, but I don't know, being around those guys and watching them and watching the Cowboys play pretty well, you're like, man, maybe this team can do something. Maybe we underestimated them. I don't know.
Okay. I've kind of liked them, and I've been saying all year I thought they were going to be a tough out in the playoffs. But like I said, at home they've been so different,
Right.
The road, they had the last few road games. They had the win against the Giants. They got shut out against the Colts. And I know that happens. They beat the Falcons by a few. Now we're going back to week 10. They beat the Eagles by 7 when the Eagles were struggling. I don't know. Like I said, if Dak steps up and plays well, even with the bad receiving injury issues, like I said, I'm not going to be shocked. But this feels to me like a game where the Rams kind of pull away, 30-17, kind of like that. I feel like the Rams are going to get right. Comparing the Rams to the Chiefs, which I think I'm probably doing because they kind of peaked in that Monday night game and they looked very similar, that they were all offense. And I just look at them and I go, maybe they slumped a little. Gurley was out. Now he's healthy. They're back to normal. They kind of get back on track and become that team that I probably thought was going to go undefeated when I was watching them in September and October.
There also is a question too about Jared Goff and whether he can be the quarterback to lead a team to a title. He hasn't been great for the last 4 or 5 weeks. He hasn't been. I mean, he was fine. I mean, he was good against the Cardinals, but it's the Cardinals. And I know he threw 4 touchdown passes against the 49ers, but when he's playing a real team, he struggled. He struggled badly against the Bears, threw 4 picks. Didn't look so great against the Lions in week 13. Didn't look so great against the Eagles in week 15. So that's when you go in against the Cowboys front seven, who's a solid, they're better than solid. They're a good front seven. You wondering like how much can he be successful against the Cowboys defense? That's a real question too.
I think it is. I think it's interesting because I think the Cowboys defense is going to have to play awesome for them to win this game. Yeah. And they might. They're good. I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm taking the Rams to win and cover. I know you're taking the Cowboys against the spread. Are you taking them straight up too? Taking them outright, or are you taking the Rams?
No, I'm taking the. No, like I said, I had no problem picking the Rams straight up. That was not really even a question for me. It was a matter of whether or not I thought the Cowboys could cover the spread, and I think they will. So I like the Rams straight up. Cowboys +7.
All right, and as far as the over/under, it's 49.5. For me, it's on the fence. So I'm taking under, but I don't love it. NFLPickWatch.com. 62% of the experts like the Cowboys getting the points. 61% of fans like the Cowboys getting the points. It's underdog weekend, Josh.
There's a lot of people so far, and I'm looking straight up. and people, 79% of the experts are picking Rams straight up. So there's a lot of people kind of riding that line between, well, the Rams are going to win, but they're going to not win very much, which is always kind of an iffy proposition, I guess.
Right. Josh, you there? I got your name on the screen. The video's fading.
My video keeps stopping, man. It's weird. I'm not doing, you know. I look pretty today, so I don't know whether
you're dressed nice. There have been weeks where I know that you've been out of bed for 3 minutes when we started recording.
Oh,
Today,
it's every week.
Like, you're good. You're set. You're ready to go.
The camera does not love me today, although I feel like I feel very pretty, but the camera keeps turning off, so it's not me doing it.